What's up, everyone? This is Nammernan, and I'm making sure that everything is ready. I wasn't expecting this game at all. This happened not on schedule, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, this is Leru versus Zukushiku, the Bo3. And I'll just skip to the first turn just to make sure we're all caught up. So, he led with Landers, and it's flying versus electric. Oh, this should be over then, right? As Trichotomy has said, Leru went for the most disgusting matchup of all time and decided to use Electric to get the flying matchup, and yeah, it's pretty much one of the most one-sided, well, not super one-sided matchups of all time, but it's the only matchup that Electric has a super good MU against, because Water can kind of destroy it, and many of the other types that it should be just beat it outright because it's not very good. So, without further ado, let's take a look at what Leru's trying to pull off here. Because, yeah, this is a bad matchup for Zuku. But he is known for his comebacks and doing the impossible, so I will not count Zuku out just yet. I think he does definitely still have a very good chance of winning this game. So, let's see what he does. Alright, so Zapdos is low now, and he's also Burn. Burn does a lot more in this generation than it does in other generations. He does end up losing his Rotom though, and that's not super good because he kind of needed that for Lando. At least in my opinion, he sort of needed it for Lando, because I feel like it's his only solid switch-in. At least when it's healthy. Because with Lando, I'm assuming... yeah, it's Choice Scarf Lando, it looks like, so he probably has like a rock move on there. So he doesn't want to like get into a 50-50 situation whenever Lando comes in, because he can't scout with any of these Pokemon. So yeah, I'm not really sure why he would sack Rotom that early in the game, but alas, we're in this situation. So let me make sure Desem's not playing too, because if Desem's also playing at the same time, okay, yeah, he's not playing. Just making sure. But yeah, let's see. So Aerodactyl's in, and I don't think. It might be. It's potential. No. Well. Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah, this is probably. I'm trying to decide whether or not this is HO, and I think it probably is. I mean, no, it's not. It can't, because Skarmory just does not work on HO properly. Even the GOAT Zukushiku can't build a really good HO team with Skarmory unless it's the lead. Or maybe it is the lead. I don't know. Regardless, I don't think this Aerodactyl is in the best position right now, because it is intimidated now, thanks to Manectric. So Earthquake does not kill. But, nah, Thunderbolt definitely kills him. But now he has to decide whether or not he wants to Mega Evolve, because this is definitely Mega, right? So, he has to decide whether or not he wants to Mega Evolve, put down Stealth Rock's Nap. Actually, no, he can't do that because he's initially slower than Manectric when he Mega Evolves, due to how speed mechanics work in this generation with Mega Evolution. So, yeah, he's forced to switch out, goes right into Skarmory, eats a fat Volt Switch from Leru. And looks like Leru's gonna pivot into Magnezone, possibly just to get rid of Skarmory. I don't really think that's the best play. I think he can put in like literally anyone, and it would be a decent play. His best one though, if this is like fat Skarmory, it shouldn't be running that much speed, right? So if he's running speed on his Magnezone, I think maybe Magnezone would be his best play, because he just gets to pivot himself into a good position with any of his other Pokemon. I can just pose an instant threat to like Thundurus, for example, but he does put out Zapdos. Like I said, I don't know the absolute best play, but Zapdos doesn't seem like a bad play either. because like I said, there's not really a super bad play he could make at that point. Because even Raikou was okay, going Thundy there was also okay, like, any Pokemon there was fine. He might be trying to put up a substitute this turn, actually. Because I think, yeah, he might be running that, because I think it's either substitute on Zapdos, I think it's actually substitute on both Zapdos and Raikou, if I'm not wrong, on Electric. He does end up clicking Discharge, though, on the Lando's switch-in, which is not ideal for Zero, because now he's in a 50-50 position. Alright, he puts in Magnezone on the Stone Edge. Alright, lost yet another ground immunity. So the Magnezone does end up coming in, and he probably is going to get to click a move for free here because Lando's stuck into Stone Edge. So let's see what he brings out. Because Zuko can't stay in because he doesn't want to lose his Lando. Lando's absolutely pivotal in winning this matchup. So he's going to sack Skarmory. And Syrup, knowing that, subs up, which was a good play regardless of what play Zuko did there. And if he's running speed, Magnezone should outspeed and kill Skarmory. Not that Skarmory really has anything that can break Magnezone's substitute anyway, so yeah, we do see Magnezone doing some work now. I'm pretty sure he is slower than Zapdos, like 90% of the time he should be slower than Zapdos, so he does switch out. On the Roost, yep. Now we have Raikou in front of him. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name right, because I don't get to see this mon often, so I don't really get to know like exactly what the pronunciation for his name is, but we do see the Volt Switch on a substitute on Raikou, as I predicted. And Aerodactyl does come in, so I can't say I'm the most well-versed in Oraz Electric, even though I've seen it multiple times this MPO. But yeah, I was not sure if it actually had Thunderbolt or not, but yeah, it does have Thunderbolt. But it does not kill Aerodactyl, interestingly enough. That's most likely a roll, because I mean, Raikou's a pretty decent special attacker, right? So I don't think Aerodactyl was like poised to live that every time, like some Pokemon. Oh my god, I can't spell his name. Okay, that was an extremely ballsy play by Leru, staying in on the Stone Edge, trying to bait out a EQ, or wait, no, on the potential EQ he stayed in. Anyway, Dragonite is in now. We see him Dragon Dancing. Unfortunately, no Z moves, so he can't Z whatever thing there. Does he get the parry? No, he doesn't get the parry. He does get the crit though, which might matter. Actually, no, it shouldn't, unless he's Yachi Berry. Yeah, that crit shouldn't matter, unless he's a weird set. But yeah, Dragonite is +2 now, so he most likely is going to start outraging, because I'm pretty sure Magnezone gets 2-hit KO'd, and everything else is now outsped. Who knows, he might go for another Dragon Dance, just to get an additional boost, just to deal with the potential switch-in from Manectric, because Manectric's definitely going to out... Okay, yeah, he does go for another one. Does he get paired? No para. Alright, so he has to click Outrage now, because he's already set up too much. Miss Oko Zapdos. Okay, I have to make sure. Yeah, he was pressure, so there's no misplay there. So Manectric gets KO'd. So Syrup has to basically pick who dies, and he's probably going to sack his Magnezone. Well, no, maybe he won't sack his Magnezone. Actually, there's a good chance he might, because it's not like Magnezone really does much else this game. And I'm pretty sure at this point in the game, Syrup might lose, because he basically has to pick every single Pokemon he has to sack. I mean, he has to sack like 2 more Pokemon at minimum, because everything else just kind of dies. And then after, yeah, so he can't sack Thundurus, because he needs that to help with, stop Lando from just cleaning the rest of his team. So it's either going to be Magnezone or Raikou. Probably Raikou, because he's the least healthy. But then again, Raikou has wind potential, so it might just end up being Magnezone. He ends up protecting anyway, which he should have. Unfortunately for him, Zuku has a Lum Berry, so no wonder he was so ballsy in front of Zapdos, because he wasn't going to get parried. He was at no risk of getting parried, because Lum Berry would have just saved him regardless. So that's why he did that ballsy play. Well, it wasn't super ballsy, but like, that's why there's basically no risk, I guess, for him to do that. He might Extreme Speed you? Okay, no, he Earthquake. Because Outrage, when you protect an Outrage, it actually resets the trapping potential on... Actually, no, he actually got confused that turn, so that's not why. But I think that is how it works. Or maybe that's just SM, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure if you protect an Outrage, they get forced out of it. Anyway, he does get rid of all of Dragonite's attack boost now. And wow, Magnezone still gets 2-hit KO. Magnezone has a respectable defense stat, so I'm a little surprised about that, but then again, it is a Dragonite E-Speed a Dragonite Outrage we're talking about, and those do hit hard, so... Alright, a little bit of hacks on Leru's part, but it doesn't matter because he does have Landorus. I don't know why he didn't put in Landorus there. He could have just won the game straight away by putting in Lando. But I guess he wants to stall him out or something? I don't know. I don't get this play. I feel like he could have just won if he just went straight to Lando. But yeah, I think they both know at this point that Zapdos just completely walls out Manectric. Oh yeah, he's burned. So yeah, he's dead. I missed that turn. I skipped over that turn. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, the Heat Wave does burn Manectric, which, because of Aura's mechanics, will kill him in a few turns. And yeah, he kills him with Heat Wave. Not a bad first game. Zukushiku, as I said, is capable of making those comebacks, and despite the really bad matchup in front of him, he was able to pull it together and won the match. So good job, Zuku. I think the main thing that determined the pace of this game was probably the Stone Edge turn on Raikou. I don't think Leru was expecting Aerodactyl to live that Thunderbolt, and I think that actually may have cost him the game. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that was the main play that cost him the game, but aside from that, Zuku just played very solidly and used his Dragonite very wisely, and was able to win the game. Also, getting rid of Rotom early definitely helped quite a bit in Zuku's case, because Rotom is very annoying for flying to deal with, regardless of which type it's on. So, yeah, good stuff. Alright, let's see how what the next matchup is going to be. So, if I were to take a guess, so Leru lost, right? So Leru gets to pick the gen. I'm going to guess he's going to pick anything. He might pick Gen 7 here. I think Gen 7 might be the tier he picks here, because I think he's the best at that tier, in my opinion at least. And he's probably got the best build, probably the best formulated team on that type as well. I mean, on that tier. So I think Leru definitely might be the favored. I mean, Leru's going to pick Gen 7, sorry. Yeah, I definitely do think Leru's going to pick Gen 7. So yeah, I think Leru's going to pick Gen 7. Zuku can win in Gen 7, honestly. But, if I had to pick, Leru's definitely going to be... I think Leru's definitely going to pick Gen 7, right? I think that's the most likely outcome. Because Gen 5, Zuku's pretty good in Gen 5, so I don't think he'd pick that, because Zuku would just have the advantage. Like, experience-wise. He could pick it, but I feel like he'll go Gen 7, because he's just way more solid in that generation. Gen 8, I feel like, is out of the question, because you're just basically throwing the match in the air at that point. Unless you have so much confidence that your team is going to win, I don't think anyone would really play Gen 8. But, of course, it's Leru, and he picks Gen 8. Would you look at that? So looking at this... Okay, so Zuku brought Bug. So this is actually a matchup I'm very familiar with. This matchup comes down to the wire about how Zuku manages his Galvantula and his Volcarona, surprisingly enough. I think Heracross is almost irrelevant to this game because of Toxapex, but he also can do some work if Leru plays a certain way. Also, Leru has no hazards against Bug, which is a type you really need hazards against, because it helps weaken stuff like Galvantula, it helps weaken Scizor, it helps weaken Heracross and Araquanid if he's not running heavy-duty boots. Yeah, no, you really needed that chip against these Pokemon. Also, I'm assuming Galvantula has heavy-duty boots, because that's what most of the players have been running in Gen 8 so far, as of the past couple of weeks, so I'm not going to assume that Galvantula doesn't have heavy-duty boots like I would have normally, but yeah, he might not have it. Anyway, he does lead with Shuckle, which is the obvious lead for Bug, especially since Water doesn't really have anything that really punishes you for going Shuckle in the first place. He puts up Webs first, which is weird. At least in my opinion, I think it's weird. I think Rocks should have been the one he put up, honestly. I think Rocks should have been the play there, the first play, because you need a... Mantine probably has heavy-duty boots, but he wants to, like, get as much chip on everything else as possible. Like, he wants chip on Pex, he wants chip on Slowking, for example. Definitely wants chip on Primarina, because that mon's going to be super annoying for this type to deal with, if that thing gets set up at all. So, I don't know. I think he just wants to chip. But he does get Shuckle in against Toxapex again. And since Toxapex is slowed down, he might move first. Okay, he did not move first. That's actually surprising. But he does get the Rocks down. They will most likely get Defog, though, and one of the biggest problems with Bug, in my opinion, is that they don't really have stuff to stop Defoggers with. He sends in Volcarona hard in on the Toxapex. He is Roost Volcarona, though, so it doesn't matter too much, but Mantine is definitely going to come in, Defog. But now Galvantula comes in for free. Alright, Slowking comes in on the Thunder, as I thought. Slowking cannot stomach that really powerful Thunder coming from Galvantula. I'm not sure what item Zuku is. I'm not sure if he's Magnet or Heavy Duty Boots. If he's Magnet, then that damage was definitely boosted, and that could be why Syrup may have thought that Slowking ate one, but yeah, he's in a 50-50 situation right now, because Zuku can choose to use Energy Ball, and Syrup is kind of forced, Leru is kind of forced to click Slack off, regardless, or switch out. So he does go into Gastrodon, does he click Energy Ball? Yep, he clicks Energy Ball. Alright, and now he's in a constant guessing game, because he can either stay in, or go into another Pokemon and sack them. It's just a long story. Slowking dies now, and that's why going back into Slowking wasn't the play. Okay, but he does manage to outplay with Regenerator. It looks like he's gonna try and play this game for a while, because I feel like this isn't gonna last. He has to he's gonna get red at least once during this exchange. He can't keep doing this. Yeah, he's gonna get hit. So he loses his Gastrodon, which I guess is a super bad loss in this matchup, but actually no wait, it's a really bad loss. What am I talking about? He literally lost his electric immunity. After this, Galvantula just kind of goes crazy. But he has to be careful with Slowking, obviously, but Slowking can't take a hit. So if Galvantula comes in for free again, it's taking a Pokemon without a doubt. So yeah, Leru's definitely on the back foot in this match now. As the Heracross does come out, Heracross isn't going to do a ton, except for Spikes, apparently. Alright, and now he knocked off the Choice Scarf, which was the one thing that could have been bad for Heracross with Spikes, so now he puts down Spikes all the time. But yeah, Leru literally has Spikes now. Has Spikes on his side of the field, excuse me. Zuku's probably Guts, not gonna lie. I don't think he's Moxie. He does Scald again on the Shuckle. Shuckle dies. Very unfortunate because he probably wanted a Stealth Rock up again, but he does get in Galvantula for free, and as I said before, Galvantula just kind of takes a few kills, so... yeah, I think this is looking like it's gonna be a wrap. Because now that he's got... okay, well, Slowking is most likely Heavy Duty Boots, right? Because if it isn't Leftovers, or... nah, I don't think it would be Rocky Helmet if it's Slowking. Alright, did we get the burn? No burn. Zuku has not gotten burned from Scald once, I don't think, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, Syrup either loses Toxapex or loses another Pokemon here. I'm assuming his Slowking might be Heavy Duty Boots, because that's what Chaitanya usually runs, but... I mean, that's what Chaitanya and other famous great Monotype players use on their Slowkings and Slowbros, so I don't know if he's also going to be that. But regardless of the Heavy Duty Boots, something dies here. Assuming Thunder hits, of course, and there's a good chance that it's going to hit, so yeah. Let's see what happens. So Slowking does come out, and he does have Heavy Duty Boots, as predicted. But as I said, he can't stomach a Thunder, so something else is going to die. Because he got rid of his one immunity. And Toxapex does get killed. Which is very good, because now a Volcarona can kind of go crazy. But yeah, Slowking does force out the, okay, and Future Sight. Alright, Future Sight's gonna be a little problematic for this team to deal with. Seeing as he doesn't have an immunity, and he doesn't want... well, actually, Scizor can get worn down because it's not gonna do a ton in this matchup. Unless it's got dual Wing Beat, I don't really see it doing much. Because most of the Bug Stab moves just kind of get resisted by most of the Pokemon on this that are remaining on this team. Yeah, Mantine comes in, Scizor clicks Sword Stance. Does he get the burn, finally? Nope, no burn, and he takes the Future Sight. Is he also Roost on? Yeah. And he does have dual Wing Beat. Alright, so yeah, that's gonna do quite a bit of damage. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this was for Keldeo in the first place, dual Wing Beat at least, because he takes it from full. Scizor usually takes a hit and then KOs Keldeo really easily. So yeah, that's fine. The defense drop is going to help out Leru quite a bit. I mean, help out Zuku quite a bit, excuse me. The Future Sight, the Last Resort Future Sight is going to probably make it so that he can't... wait, okay, I'm literally losing my train of thought, but the Future Sight basically made it so that he couldn't go into his Galvantula for free, because otherwise he'd lose it, but I don't really think that would have... actually, no, it could have mattered quite a bit. Could have extended the length of this game, for sure. Alright, but Primarina is beginning to set up, and yeah, that Liquidation hit is a roll. So that's not good for Leru in particular. Alright, so he does finally take damage. Are we going to see a Draining Kiss? If we see a Draining Kiss, then Primarina might be able to stay alive for longer. Yep, and he gets the roll again. I don't know why he did that in particular. I guess he did need that though. And the defense drop seals the deal. So yeah, Leru ends up losing twice in a row to Zukushiku. I'm not super surprised that Zuku beat him, but I was expecting, like, well, this is definitely a Leru team for Gen 8. Definitely reeks of Leru energy, but unfortunately he just had kind of a rough matchup against Galvantula, and his team didn't really have any solid switch-ins or answers to it. Not that Water really does have a lot of good answers to Galvantula, but he didn't play around it properly, and he wasn't able to, like, keep it off the field. And I feel like his team in particular just struggled against that Pokemon. And Zuku played it really well. So, yeah, that's unfortunately just how the matchup goes. And yeah, that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this match, and I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like and subscribe. Share this with your friends to get the word out there. My name has been Nammernan, and that is all I have for today.